bowl today as well could be a guy that ends up going in the first round or early day two. So again, that 39-41 picks. He could be in range for that when you compare these top four guys who I think are all going to be first-round picks. Unless there's something medical that pops up. Maybe Josh Simmons' knee is a problem. Maybe he dips. Who knows? Graded out the best. I think Campbell's the safest player because worst case, you slide him into guard, and I think he's very, very good there. Josh Simmons could be the best pure left tackle corner. Lee could have the absolute biggest upside, so it's kind of pick your flavor. What are you going for? And for the Bears, specifically, I think a couple of things you have to consider. One, how does Ben Johnson view Braxton Jones? You got to get that question answered first, and I'm sure he and Ryan Poles are already having those type of roster discussions right now. And two, what is the pecking order for the Bears? What are they looking for? Because obviously how you attack free agency is going to impact which of these players you like more. Like, I'll just throw a hypothetical out there. If you exit free agency with still having Braxton Jones at left tackle, which you will unless you trade him, but still an open guard spot, you could take a guy like Banks or Campbell and play them at left guard for a year and then kick him out to tackle next year. If you let Braxton Jones walk. So all these things factor in together, and we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Okay, interior offensive lineman for Kiper, Tyler Booker. We'll talk more about him in a second. Is his top guy Armand Mbao out of Missouri? Is number two Donovan Jackson, who was a starting left guard for Ohio State for 2.5 years, played left tackle the last half of this year after Simmons got hurt. Played pretty damn well, too, so I'm curious to see how scouts view him. I think he's a great option on day two. Jonah Savania out of Arizona, who played tackle in college, probably guard in the NFL. And then Dylan Fairchild, who played some center at Georgia as well, so keep an eye on him. Daniel Jeremiah, one of the best draft analysts in the game in his first mock draft. He has the Bears selecting Tyler Booker at number 10. Now I know a lot of people were like really top 10 in the PFF simulator. He's like their 60th prospect. Well, one, those simulators aren't completely updated. And two, he reported SL scouted. Said people within the Alabama program told me he is the Will Anderson of the offensive line in terms of high character, really good player leader of that group. And he's one of the higher floor players in this draft, as guards typically are. Like, it's hard for a guard who's expected to go round one or early day two to just completely flop. So even if it's considered a safe pick, I remember once upon a time, Zach Martin was a safe pick for the Cowboys, and they found a Hall of Famer at guard. If you get a really good player here at 10, I got no problem with it whatsoever. See, you have to protect your quarterback, okay? We got more prospects to break down as we go through. Mel Kiper, big board at some key positions. But first, do want to tell you guys about our sponsor PrizePicks. Daily fantasy made easy at PrizePicks.com CLNs. Use the code CLNs to get a $50 bonus when you play for just $5. When you submit your first lineup, they're going to give you an additional $50 to play with over $1 billion in winnings. Handed out from PrizePicks. Since they launched, you should be a part of that as well. The way it works is simple. You set lineups of 2 or more players, regardless of sport, as long as it's 2 players on 2 or more different teams, and you pick more or less based on the stat projections PrizePicks offers. For example, passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, points in basketball, goals in soccer, or hockey fantasy score, tons of different things on the table. And for the big game, Patrick Mahomes, half a passing yard, you're getting a free pick there. If you just do a two-player lineup, you're halfway home to a win. And if you want to get a little crazy with it, certain six-player lineups, you can win up to 1,000 times your money on those lineups. Yes, you can turn $10 into 10,000. Get started today. Play. Get the 50 bucks. For free, once you play for just $5 at PrizePicks.com. CNS, use the code. CLNS for that, 50 bucks. Once you play for 5 new customers. Only, and check out prospects today. Links in the comments and the description. Okay, I wanted to hit on a couple other offensive linemen that I think are intriguing. Grayzel apparently has had a fantastic day at the Senior Bowl, was getting reps at center. So was Wyatt Millum. We could talk about these two guys for a second and come back here. Colin, these are two guys who played tackle, mostly in college at North Dakota State in West Virginia, but their arm length just under 33 inches. That's typically the threshold teams look at to give a chance to play tack.